Hey everyone, welcome back to some more The Flame in the Flood. We are going to have another run through of this game, seeing as our last one in our Let's Try episode didn't go all that well. I suppose it did not go all that badly, it really did it. It was actually my first time playing the game, so it was only that bore at the end there with the broken leg that really did us in, so can't be too disappointed at that. I had to actually try to have a bit of a look online to see sort of about some tips and things about what we can or can't do, but there's not a whole lot out there. It looks like people are sort of leaving you to discover it by yourself, which isn't a bad thing. So we're actually going to try and get a little bit further down the river this time. Actually trying to stop at a few more locations as well and see if we can perhaps get a little bit more into the crafting game, see if we can get some more gear, and maybe that will help us out. Definitely avoid the boars this time around. So here we are jumping on the raft with our little hipster dog Aesop. So I assume that's how you actually pronounce his name as well, Aesop. I can't really see any other way that it would be pronounced. This is very hipster, so it really does suit him and it suits the game, so we're just going to go with Aesop. It almost sounds like something Gwyneth Paltrow would name her children, so I think Aesop would go pretty well along with Apple and Peach and Pear and whatever the hell else she called her children, so I think we'll go with that. So we can say Aesop is Gwyneth Paltrow's dog. And a big thing that we're going to do in this run through is not run into anything early on, so not damage our lovely raft too soon. So we're just cruising down the river. Coming up to some rapids. So sort of, if I do have one criticism of the game, and it probably is only one, it is that the raft is a little bit unwieldy to actually move around, and the controls can be really quite sluggish. I mean, which is probably quite realistic. So it's probably quite a deliberate strategy by the developers. But sometimes it's almost like you're not sort of in control. So you feel a little bit limited about what you sort of can and can't do. So, but I mean, it really is not bad at all. It's just sort of maybe something that could be improved upon just a little bit. Oh no, we're going to hit something. No, we're not. Oh, that was good. That was lucky. Not good, lucky. Okay, so we should be coming out to our first little place or somewhere that we can stop. Oh, and just missed something again, so that's pretty good. So we're having a bit of luck this run through actually. So hopefully that's a good sign. Hopefully we're going to get some better luck. Not hit any stuff and not run into any horrible boars which come in and nastily break our leg. So we're going to dock here for our first spot, which is Kingsville Grove. And we've got Gwyneth Paltrow's dog along with us, which is good. So I don't need the fire. Pick up some saplings, which is nice. What else have we got? More saplings. Surely there's not going to be a boar this early on. I think we're going to be pretty unlucky if that is the case. So we're just going to drink this water, seeing as we've already filled up our jar and we don't actually have another jar with us. So I think we have to do something about these bunnies as well. I mean, surely we can like attack them and maybe get some bunny meat or something to eat. I mean, shouldn't Aesop be doing that? I mean, he's like a dog. He should be. I would have thought that he should be, doing a little bit more to pitch in around here. So far, all he's done is just not really anything, actually. It's not really the most useful dog around. So we're going to grab a whole bunch of dandelion here and make all the dandelion tea in the world. And we're going to give it to the boars, and that will win us over. And then we're going to have a boar army, a wild boar army, and, we'll just take over the post-apocalyptic wasteland. So it is actually 2:52 AM here, by the way, in Australia. So if I start talking a little bit crazily, then that would be a good reason why. So, going to jump on our raft again. Head down the river. So 134 meters is going to be our next stop. Go forward. Good work. Actually, it will be if we can get over there. And yes, we should be able to, so that'll be good. So we're going to go from here and then into a camp spot over there, which will be nice. So entering Dead Rise, which is good. So the art style in this game, every time I see it, I just love it again. I mean, like I know it is quite sort of, I guess, simplistic in a way, but it's sort of a little bit, you know, it's something a bit different than a lot of like the pixelated retro games. It is sort of got like a hand-drawn feel to it. It's almost like a little bit like an anime influence or something like that, especially like the characters and the eyes and things like that. But not that I've ever really seen much anime, but it's sort of what reminds me of like Japanese anime or something like that. So in my ignorance, I probably have no idea what I'm talking about, but that's what we're going with. So all the dandelion. I haven't really come across any other crates or anything. Actually, I haven't come across any cattail either, so all I've come across is just saplings and dandelions. So, and there's not really a whole lot in that area. Back onto the raft we go, over to the camping spot before nightfall hits, although we've got a fair way to actually go from nightfall, so yeah, go this way, over, good go. So, off to the campsite. So it looks like there's a building over here as well, which is pretty good. So, docking here at Mallard Gulch. Sounds a bit creepy actually, doesn't it? So, what can we find at old Mallard Gulch? Hopefully something good, hopefully some crates, some mulberries, we like mulberries. So there's a crate here, which is good. What have we got? Flint and old lumber. We'll take all of that, even though it's not too exciting. We're actually going to come and loot this place. See if we get any good gear. Empty. Well, that's not good. Search this crate, and we've got old lumber and grubs. So now we've got inventory full. So what are we going to do? We're going to move some things over to old Aesop. So he's going to take some lumber and some garlic. Oops, didn't want to do that. Cancel, cancel, cancel. So move it to Aesop and some saplings. We move the water filter as well and the flint, and that should give us enough room to grab this stuff here. Oh, I did it again. Ran through the fire. Honestly, I did that last episode. Not learning, people. I'm not learning. Can't cure it because we don't have anything. That's okay. Hopefully we're not going to die a nasty death from infection. So I'm not really sure. I mean, I suppose temperature drops, but our temperature looks okay at the moment. So I'm just going to do a little bit of a scout around here. Maybe we can find... Oh, I thought that was a boar. I thought maybe we can find something interesting. So I'm a little bit traumatized by the boars now, you guys. So I think if I ever saw a boar in real life, I'd like a bit of a heart attack or a panic attack or something. So after one playthrough, I'm already traumatized. So there's not a whole lot here. So what we're going to do is come over to the campfire and sleep for a while to get our fatigue under control. So we're going to get charcoal first, and then we're going to sleep. So I think we'll go for 5 hours. Should be pretty good. So it may still be dark. Just. So how long have we got to go? I've got a little bit of time to go actually. So we're very, very thirsty. So what are we going to do? We're going to drink our clean water. So there we go. Consume that. Move some boards and some grubs over to Aesop. His bag's full. So we're actually going to eat the grubs, which I'm sure are absolutely delicious, as long as they don't writhe around too much. Consume. So how many can we get without getting the scoots? We'll go for one more, see if that works. Oh, that's pretty good, I think. I won't push our luck any further. So, we've basically cleared out this area, so we're going to move on to the next one. See what we can find. So I wonder actually what Aesop eats. I wonder if there's like in the once the game gets released, if he's going to have like his own food source, or if he's sort of like just maybe like the big twist in the story is like a robotic dog. So he actually doesn't need any food whatsoever. So, coming down the river, and we have a big storm, which is not good, so we're going to have to find some shelter, hopefully somewhere. Somewhere along the line there has to be a shelter. We're not seeing any sort of location markers though at the moment. And we're wet as well. Wet is being burnt, so we really can't win. So next one up is going to be a church. We're going to come through. Oh, this looks a bit narrow. Can we make it through? I can't see. Yes, we can, so that's pretty good. So we're going to stop off at the church. There'll definitely be a shelter there. Hopefully some good loot as well. I think we're going to try and make it over to that place over there and then over to the fishery, but we may not be able to depending on how the tide goes. So, see if we can run in and get some shelter somewhere perhaps. Can't usually really light the fire because that's not going to do anything. I suppose it's just going to go out, isn't it? So, we're going to sleep for a few hours. Might just get down to 3 hours actually. Hopefully the storm will have passed by then. And it has, good work. So, have a couple of crates here. So what have we got? We've got rags and alcohol. We'll take both of those. And some more alcohol. So our little girl is going to be a drunk, which is not a bad thing, I guess. So we've got cattails, saplings, more mulberries. We can grab them from some food. So now we know we can eat at least 3 a night without making ourselves sick. So have we got any room in our inventory? We do have a little bit, so what we're going to do is grab some cattail, which I think is quite useful. And we're dying, that's not good. So what can we do? We can fill this up, and to fill. Quickly, fill it. Can we purify it? Can we? Yes, we can. Quick. And consume. Oh dear, that was intense. Phew. We're about to get an infection, so what I'm going to do is see if we can find some aloe or something somewhere. Devil's trumpet, that's not really going to cut it, is it? Nope. Aloe, here we go. So, quickly. Oh no, inventory is full. What can we drop? What can we use? Eat this, consume it. Take our aloe, jump into the cures, and cure. Phew, just in time. So once that bar got up, it looked like we would have gotten an infection, so that is quite good. So, wow, this island is intense. So we're a little bit thirsty again, so we're going to get some more water. You know what, on the last playthrough, I never even considered like these, to actually use this as water. I was always thinking about like taps and things, which is absolutely ridiculous of me, so I deserve to die really. Even if it wasn't by a bore, I deserve to die via dehydration. So we're going to get some more clean water, we're going to drink this and then grab another lot, just so we have enough to keep us going for a while. So up to nearly full water, so grab some more, purify it, and then we'll be done. So purify, we're out of water filters, so that's a bit of a bummer. So what do we need to make a water filter? Charcoal, cattails, and rags. So we're going to close this. Grab some more cattails, because this looks quite useful. Honestly, what's his name? Aesop? He doesn't do anything. Assume it's a he. Could be a she. Could be an in-between. Sapling. And I think we've pretty much grabbed anything from this island, or this little part. So we're going to come over, jump in our raft. Going to have to make a decision now. Actually, let's see if we can go left or right. It's going to depend on the current. I think we're going to sort of have to go right. So when we started over here, we're not going to make it all the way over there. So we're just going to have to sort of miss that spot and come down here to the fishery. See if we can grab some fishies. So we're at Bald Top Grove. So I assume by that all the fishermen were bald. Some more saplings, some annoying little ravens. It's good enough dandelion. See if we can loot the shack, see if there's any good stuff here. So what have we got? We've got nothing, that's disappointing. Search this place, we've got grubs and night crawlers, but we've got our inventory full. What can we do? We can eat some yucca. And what else can we do? We can move this to Aesop. Now we can grab this. So, there wasn't a whole lot at this island, but better than nothing. So, we're going to jump onto our raft and move down to the next island, or the next landing spot. So I really sort of wonder, sort of if there isn't like an end game, especially when there's like a story mission and things like that, if there is going to be like an end game and missions and things to do. I assume there, of course, there will be. But, you know, sort of where they go, if there is actually sort of going to be a way to finish the game, or whether it's sort of going to be like a Don't Starve, which is basically pretty much sort of endless, it just doesn't stop. It's a brilliant game, by the way, so the guys who made that onto a really good thing, so fantastically executed. Actually, this does remind me quite a lot of Don't Starve, so it'd be quite interesting to have a chat to the developers one day if it ever sort of had the possibility, and to see sort of if they thought Don't Starve was an inspiration for them, or whether they'd sort of designed the game before that, or anything like that. So, grab some loot as we go past. We get some spoiled fish, which is a little bit of food, I guess, not too bad. And cruising down the river. So like I mentioned in the last playthrough, it really is a super polished game for an early access game, especially one that has just been released this week, and still has, you know, at least 6 months development in the pipeline. So I think it's the way to do early access. A lot of people sort of do early access these days, you know, with a game that still needs, you know, sort of, God knows, you know, like a year or two in development, and don't really have a really clear plan. We're actually going to come over to the left here. We're going to have to choose one, I think. Going to come over to the left here if we can actually get there. I'm not sure. Oh God, if we can make it. We're going to come here at the campsite. So that was our first crash. Anyway, like I said, I think it's really the way to sort of do early access games, is to sort of have a really polished product, you know, that people can really buy into from the start. So a lot of early access games come out and they've obviously got, like, you know, a large amount of problems, a large amount of things that need to be fixed, and it sort of gets a lot of bad press just to start with. So I think this is a really good way to do it. So we're actually going to sleep for a while, try and pass out this storm. It's almost morning anyway, so sleep here, get our fatigue under control, and hopefully, yep, so the storm has gone, which is good. So no boars at the moment, which is pretty exciting, guys. I'm excited. So there's some stuff here. What are we going to do? We're going to come back to our raft. We should have done this a little bit earlier, and dump a whole bunch of stuff in our raft that we don't need. So what can we take? We're going to take the old lumber, the alcohol. We don't really need it right now. More lumber, some bandages, some flint, some garlic, and that's full. So I'm actually going to move some some grubs and night crawlers, and not our water. I'm actually going to drink our water while we're here. We can grab some more on the island. I assume there is some here somewhere. And some of this to Aesop. We actually got dysentery then, didn't we? Because I hadn't purified it. I hadn't realised. Well, that's not very good. That's a bit silly of me. So, what is dysentery? Well, I know what it is, but what is it going to do to us? One of the many things that can get in your blood if you're not careful. Rest and rehydrate if you hope to recover. It's known to have laid low many travellers. Something, I can't read that. Why can't I read that? Okay, it's something obviously a little bit above a bug to fix up. So it sounds like we need to rest. So I'm wondering whether that we shouldn't be moving around, whether we need to sleep or something like that. So I may actually do that. I don't think there's going to be a whole lot around here anyway. Oh, a boar. Christ, run. Can we sleep quickly? Yeah, we can. I think we're actually going to sleep for about 5 hours. which is probably a pretty good range. So how is the dysentery going, lady? It's not going too well, is it? So I wonder if this is like a healing, like if it's sort of like a how long it lasts, and then we get sort of, you know, fixed or something. I'm not sure, or whether we sort of die. I hope not. I hope we don't die. I don't know what to do about boars. I mean, surely there is something we can do to boars, or something like with boars, or something like that. I mean, it must be like, you know, be able to do something about them. But for the moment, they just absolutely terrify me, so I'm just going to steer clear of them. So we grab the stuff over there. There's nothing really over this way. There's no real water that we've got. We haven't got a purifier anyway. There's some water here actually. We're going to grab some more cattails. So we're going to fill our jar with polluted water. And can we purify it? No, because we need a water filter. So what are we lacking? We're lacking some charcoal. And that's what we're lacking actually. So is there there must be a fire pit around here somewhere. I saw one back near the boar. But would there be one any closer? Perhaps. Not one over here, not one over here. So it's going to be near the boar, isn't it? We're nearly dehydrated. So oh, that's not good. It's not good, guys. It's not good. So we're going to sort of have to try and come and do a do a runner. Use quick charcoal. Oh no, we got hit. And we're about to die. Okay, this is our let's try is over. Our let's play is over because we can't move, and we're dead. We are dead, you guys. We lasted nearly 22 minutes on our second playthrough of the Flame in the Flood. Still, it was a cause of death. Gored. Yep, gored by a boar. Seriously, these boars are going to be the death of me. Well, actually, they are going to literally be the death of me. So. What? That was a terrible joke. Seriously, it's way too late. I've got to go to bed. We've got new distant record. Actually, wasn't. I think we got further last time, but mustn't sort of like keep records or anything like that. So there's our second playthrough, guys. Hope you got a little bit of enjoyment out of it. We definitely have to work on our the Flame in the Flood skills, so we can get a little bit further into the game. Steer clear of the boars because they really don't like us. And I think we're going to have another sort of playthrough soon. So really enjoying this game. Really excited to see where it's going to go. And I'm going to end the video here. So I hope you've all had a great day from wherever you are watching. And I'll see you all soon.